So,
Mhm.
on the flip side,
The connection that I saw between the two was we really didn't we just talked about Dave Matthews. Really, we didn't talk as much about the song. Is that these both are songs about working, kind of? I mean, like working hard. I mean, the lyrical content after a fashion, right? I mean, like different versions of that, obviously. But I mean, Ants Marching is about like the rat race and like all waking up and doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. Um, and the riff is repetitive too, right? Dun dun dun. I wish my
right?
violin was fixed. I would play it for you, but like it's um and this song also is after a fashion. I mean, it's titled that way too. Like Grindin is like
Grinding. Yeah.
about working hard, right?
Well, well, you know, I'll quote the song, and this kind of just tells you where they're coming from. My grind's about family, never been about fame.
Mhm.
For days I wasn't able, there was always
Okay.
Kane.
Yep. Yep. That's some good stuff, man.
That's some
Like
good stuff right there. Yeah.
I have
That's,
I'm continually impressed. I mean, they're brothers, right? Right.
they are brothers.
Right. Like I'm
Malice.
continually like impressed by the Kane puns in this song. There's because there's several. We'll get into that later, but but Cain and Abel. I mean that story is
That's,
apropos
yeah.
for brothers too, right? Even though
Right.
hopefully
Well,
they're not
that's
killing
so,
each
so let's
other.
kind of start right there. It's like, well, there's something so apropos about two brothers on a song where, quite frankly, they're talking about the family business,
Hmm.
which isn't like a legalized trade.
No.
And so the whole Cain and Abel juxtaposition,
Mm.
in if I'm not mistaken, that's Malice, who now goes by No Malice.
Right.
So the brothers are Malice and Pusha T.
Hmm.
Malice is the big brother. Malice is actually a Christian now and has found God and goes by No Malice. That's why
Okay.
Pusha T went solo.
Okay.
But when he's saying that, there is some "Am I my brother's keeper" to that too, because he's the big brother in the duo.
Right.
So when he's saying, "For days I wasn't able, there was always Kane."
Hmm.
Like, I'm big bro too. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Right. And it's my
And
job
so
to look
there,
out for him. Yeah. It's part of the
so
deal.
so there's some inside track to even like
Mhm.
the bars on this, and these two guys are probably two of the most underrated lyricists rap has ever seen.
Oh, they're
And
great, man.
and a
Great.
lot of it is because most of their talk in their prime was drug terminology. And quite
Hmm.
frankly, I think they were docked for it in a way where somebody like a Jay-Z was actually amplified and risen up about it,
Hmm.
And so we
Right.
kind of pick choose our heroes a little bit,
Hmm.
but lyrically, these guys are brilliant.
Yeah. I noticed
And this
that listening to this.
and this is one of those songs that, because the beat is so phenomenal,
Yeah, it's amazing, amazing beat.
this is one of those beats where when you have a greatest hip hop beats ever conversation,
Hmm.
this is one of those beats that gets tossed in the mix. When this record came out, nobody knew who the Clipse were like that.
Hmm.
But every MC worth their metal that was already in the game, kind of, oh, they grabbed this beat and they rapped on it. It was one of those beats that drove the industry nuts.
Hmm.
Okay.
I can see that. I can see a lot of different flows working
It
with this beat.
does. And so a lot of people tried their flows out on there. And so many people loving this beat and jumping on this beat kind of killed some of the respectable emceeing that is being done by the actual people who originally
Hmm.
recorded the record, because people who were bigger and famous than them at the time jumped on the record.
Hmm.
They didn't really get their due as MCs on this record. But here's what I tell you, and I remember this very well. Nobody that jumped on that record rapped better than them on that record. They were just
Okay.
bigger than
Right.
like Pusha T when he's on there. The jewels be flirting. Be damned if I'm hurting. Legend in two games like I'm Pee Wee Kirkland.
Hmm.
Platinum on the block with consistent hits. While Pharrell keep talking this music shit. These guys can rhyme their ass
Yeah.
off.
I don't want to get off this thing too. Can you tell me who Pee Wee Kirkland is?
Okay. Pee Wee Kirkland is one of the biggest hustlers of his era,
Okay.
but also one of the best underground basketball playground legends that ever lived. Like Pee Wee Kirkland had just a bigger rep in the street as he did on the ball court. Like he was a legend in the street and a legend on the ball court. So when he's saying
and that DC street whatever, I mean that DC ball scene was a serious business. I know that.
I think Pee Wee might be out of New York or might have originated from that area and been up in New York, but Pee Wee Kirkland's infamous at the Ruck. Like he's a
he's one of those guys.
So he's one of those guys. He's a made man. You know what I'm saying? On both sides. And so
I mean, he's clearly citing him as if I should know or people should know who he is. Like it's not
like that's one of those black culture references. When he said legend in 2 games like I'm Pee Wee Kirkland, it's like, oh, that's what these guys are doing. Got it. That's why when you hear Grindin and he says that on the first verse, it's like, oh, okay. And so there is some art imitating life that people don't understand. The feds were at this video shoot.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the feds. So you got to understand, this is their first single. The feds are at the video shoot. So when he's saying legend in 2 games like I'm Pee Wee Kirkland, oh no, the local authorities know who these guys and their organization is already. Like they know who these guys are. They are literally staking out the video shoot.
Yeah. Okay.
Everybody around them almost ended up doing time. Their manager literally did a whole bid and got 30 years. He got out because he copped the plea deal. But like, so the grinding is real.
It's for serious, yeah.
No. It's for serious, almost to their detriment and their fault. Some things that happen is what led Malice to being No Malice.
Got it.
Finding God. Yeah. So it was that serious. So these guys, they're not just talking about this lifestyle to make it sound good. No, they're one of the guys that are living this lifestyle actually more so than a rap lifestyle. You know? Like they're not living a rap lifestyle. They're living a street lifestyle. So, and that's just to give you some context and behind the story of like, oh no, a lot of guys in hip hop, they get on record and they talk like this and they've never done a thing. You know? Oh no, these guys are doing things that is getting people in trouble and getting people time. You know? So it's one of those things, if you know how the grind goes, oh, well, they resonate with people on a different level. The hustlers love them because a hustler knows, oh, these guys are telling the truth.
Right.
Yeah, these guys aren't making this stuff up. It feels authentic in a different way than when most guys talk. It's the details of it. When he says like 4.5 will get you in the game, anything less is just a goddamn shame. It's like, oh, okay. Yeah. These guys are out here like
they know what they're talking about.
They know exactly what
these are real prices, yes.
Yeah, these are real prices. It's almost like you have to understand that saying the things that they said on record is what led to the downfall.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
They were speaking pretty directly about the business, right? Like that. I mean, it's pretty. A lot of the stuff that I've heard before them and after too is more allusions, like more like oblique references, stuff that's you can take one way, but also maybe another way, and you kind of pretend, oh, I really wasn't talking about that or whatever. This is pretty direct.
Yeah, there ain't none of that going on right here. None of that.
Yeah. Hey, y'all, thanks for making it to the end of this video. If you love this, check out this video right here. It's another one that where Coop and I are talking about how 2 songs go together that you wouldn't maybe think go together. So thanks for hanging out. We'll see you next time.